These are the people that we need to reach. These are the agencies that you want to get in with, and this is the process to do it so that you can start today. Now, let me say this. If this is your whole strategy to say, hey, let's see what Dave can do in 90 days and see if he's worth his salt, I say stop. Stop right now. Because your federal strategy shouldn't revolve around this September. You need to be in this for the long run. Now is the best time to start because you happen to have a very unique position in the marketplace. You have, within the next 18 months, you have 2 Septembers. And I don't care what market you're in, there's going to be a bump in September. And sometimes it's a certifiable spike from 200 to 500%. So what better time would it be to be able to get introduced and have this as your strategy? Because guess what? Come October, if you don't have something by September, October, November, December, they're going to be lean months. But they're also the best months, besides October 1st, to be meeting with people and saying, man, how was that last day? How did it go? Did you recover? I know it was crazy. It gets crazy that time of year. I just want you to let you know we're still in it. We're in it for the long haul and keep dripping. This is one of the things that we help our clients do is drip, 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 drip. Because you'll find that what happens is in this marketplace is it goes drip, 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 gush. Somewhere along the line, somebody gets a hold of it and says, hey, I want to give these guys a shot. Some of them are just waiting to see if you can last 6 months or a year, to see if you have the endurance to be able to make it that long. Yeah, you've been emailing me for a year. You've been following up with phone calls, and you've been stopping by my office. But is it really? There you go. Good to see my internal workings. Are you really in it for the long haul, or are you just in it for the quick hit? And that's what they're going to figure out from you. You're going to give them that message. So help where you need it. Find the right message. The other thing we want to do is make sure your house is in order. If you need a GSA schedule, go to gsaproposal.com and sign up. Don't wait another day. Start today. It's going to take you 6 months. You're not going to get your GSA schedule by September 30th, by the way. It's not happening. Yes, we had the one incident where somebody needed it, got in 7 days, and Pat will give you 50 reasons why that will not work under most circumstances, and probably shouldn't have worked under that circumstance. But it did, because there was a need that was so dramatic. But your capability statement, reviewing that, getting in a CCR, making sure that you have the right NAICS codes and right PSCs that are formulated there. Your ORCA, if you're in construction, your certifications, any of the things that separate you from your competitors needs to be put into your federal strategy and utilized. So that's part of that. Getting your message in front of the right people at the right time, make it easy for them to like you. I can't stress it any more than that. People buy from people they like. Make it easy for them to buy from you now. You're not sitting in the greatest position. We just met with 65 other companies on the other webinar that was earlier today that they already had their GSA schedule. They already have contract vehicles, GWACs, IDIQs. They already have relationships built with the government, and they're still looking to build more because they know that they're getting their lunch eaten by some of their competitors. So the one thing you need to do is start to work with them so that it's easy for them to buy from you. And guess what? If they like you, they'll figure out a way to buy from you now. They will do it. So that's that kind of thing. We are going to work to remove your obstacles and get you to the win. And this, I want to thank Pat for being with us, and I'm sure that there's going to be some questions. And I want to direct you to a couple of places. isiFederal.com is a place. If you go to our clients, you can get examples of the capability statement that we did. You can see the limit process and how we work that. Selling to the Government Handbook is free. There's a free survey out there to see if you're ready. And the RSS feeds from the government sites that are constantly updating. And also, send me a LinkedIn invite if you'd like to be LinkedIn. I have a lot of folks that are on there and love to have you there. So with that, I'm going to open us back up for questions. I'm going to see if there's some additional questions that have been popped here. And I don't see anything else. So anybody raising their hand? Hang on one second. See if there's anybody here saying anything. All right. Anything you'd like to add, Pat, while I'm looking for these questions?
No, other than we've helped more than 500 companies. We like working with you. I know that sounds like a blatant ad, but you had no idea I was going to say this. I will say this, unsolicited testimonial. We spent how many years, Jamie? 6, 7 years looking for somebody, and we found Dave. So believe me, we've been through the drill. If you need help with the federal process, Dave's your guy, and you know, that's just what I have to say about that.
Well, I appreciate that. And likewise, it goes both ways, and I know that sounds like buttering up. But by the way, I don't pay him, and he doesn't pay me.
That's true.
We don't pay, unless somebody signs up for the full boat for us to do the turnkey, we will do one GSA schedule, which we will pay Pat full price, by the way, because he doesn't offer discounts to anybody. I've been after him for it, but he just doesn't do it. And so what the price you get from him is the same price that I get, and I still send them to him because guess what? I'm going down into Annapolis, and I know that there's a company down in Annapolis, Maryland, that charges anywhere from $18,000 to $25,000 for the same thing that Pat does for 3 or 4. So now it's your choice. I mean, you can get to pay more for the same thing. My thing is and not only that, Pat guarantees that you're going to get it. If he doesn't get you a schedule, he'll refund your money. He's never refunded any money because he gets it every time. So right. the objective, again, is to get you established so that you can get your ticket to the dance, and then you can start to develop that business. You can't do it unless you have a contract vehicle that can come through a relationship, or most easily, to make the relationship easier, you can get a GSA schedule first and have some ability to be able to farm that. It's just a menu of services, no guarantee that you get anything. And that's just the way that the game is played, and you have to do it if you want to play it and play it well. So let's see. I don't have any other questions here. So we either did a really good job on the webinar and answering everybody's questions, or everybody's sitting in a daze and and doesn't know what to ask. So you can always reach out. Again, you can reach out to me. You can go to gsaproposal.com and reach out to Pat and Jamie. They'll be glad to answer any questions. They're great guys. I love working with them because they help me with things like this, and they also help me. If we get off the phone today, I'm driving down to Annapolis, and I'm going to be on the phone with one of our clients that needs to tweak their GSA schedule. They have to have it tweaked, and after you get it running, doesn't mean it's going to run right. So you have to have that done. So they're going to help me with that. You can always reach me at the office on my cell directly at email with dlowe@isifederal.com. Highly encourage you to go to isifederal.com. We're adding things to that on a regular basis so that you can see what's happening in the marketplace in the federal space. There are restrictions that are happening. There's going to be some budget cuts that everybody's hearing about. So there are going to be things to be able to work through. I say that there's still going to be, even if they took, let's say they cut 10% of $425 billion. Let's say they cut 10%. Are you telling me that you don't want to be part of a market that's $380 billion? That's crazy, crazy talk. So to me, reductions in spending, all those things aside, build the relationships, continue, look at it long term, change your focus from short-term entrepreneurial spirit to develop marketing, getting traction, and you can win in this space. And we'd love to be able to help you do that. So we appreciate you joining us. And with that, let me see, 1 second. Looks like there might be a question. I cannot raise my hand and have questions. Hold on a second there, Pat. I asked you before. You had your one chance. I asked you the question if you wanted to ask a question. Hang on, Pat. I'm coming to you. Here we go. Pat's unmuted. You there?
Okay. Yes, I am here.
Okay,
I know
great.
because I'm from Glenwood, Maryland, so very familiar with the area. My question is, we have offices all over the United States. Do we chase this work or work on this regionally, or do we appoint one person?
Okay, I think I heard that. It was kind of fading out. Do you have offices all across the United States, is what you said, right?
Correct.
Right. Do you chase it with one person, or do you chase it with all your salespeople? Is that what your question was?
Correct.
Okay, great. Phenomenal question. and I just muted you for just a second because it's kind of getting some funky feedback. So I'll unmute you in just one other second. My answer to that is, how you're going to markets. You have, well, do you have salespeople in each market? Is that what's happening, Pat?
We have people in every major office where we are.
Okay, so that would be, to me, I would look at that as a support staff for people. You need somebody to run herd on it first. Okay, so somebody's got to have the strategy, and somebody's got to have the ability to be able to lay out the plan. Now, I love the idea of having everybody that's local because there's going to be a lot of local buyers. There's a lot of stuff, obviously, if you're talking about a nationwide decision, a lot of that happens in Washington, D.C., which makes me strategically located to help you. But if you're looking at that as a marketplace, I'd like to get an idea of what it is that what you get. What do you do, first of all? What's your business? And tell everybody what your company is.
Architectural. Full architectural services.
Okay, full architectural services. Do you also do design build work?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so do you team with the GC to do that, or is that part of your services?
We team with GCs for that. We do have a GC license in New Orleans and in Texas.
Okay.
Otherwise, we team with our engineering partners. Sometimes it can be AECOM or URS, the bigger guys, because we are a DBE and an
okay.
AA. So
okay, so you're a WB, is that what you said?
we're WBE, MBE, SBE, DBE, and 8A.
ABC, XYZ. All right. Well, that's super. Well, good for you. I think. Well, first, I think that's great. How large is your outfit?
You know, we grow and shrink and grow and shrink with this economy, so we've had
right.
as many as 250 and as little as 75.
I'm losing half of what you're saying right there. You totally cut out. What else you got there?
We have gone down to 60 to 75 and as high as 250.
Yeah, 67. I'd say this, being because I was talking with a friend of mine who has an architectural service here in Baltimore, and he was asking me about getting into the federal government, and he was very interested in the potential for that, and I said, because of his size, I said no, you shouldn't do it, because he just didn't have. He had, I think, 15 people working for him, and then he didn't have the ability to be able to really scale it, or the resources. You know, if you're 15 people and you got a $1.8 million sale, you know, your revenue stream, he's not positioned for that. But I think you're much better positioned. I would say we can talk about this a little bit more offline because I need to jump. But if you could shoot me an email, we can take this either tomorrow afternoon maybe. We could spend a couple minutes for that, and then we could give you an idea of how we can help you and take a look at your organization and say, okay, I don't want to come off the cuff, but to me, initially I'd say somebody's got to run herd over it, delegate some responsibility, be there to be a resource, but never underestimate your resources or your feet on the street that you have right now to be able to go in and meet people and then and kind of coach through that process as well as going after some of the bigger stuff that's happening in the district. Does that make sense?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, good. I'm looking forward to it, Pat.
I'll shoot you an email and we'll talk offline.
Excellent. Guys, I've got to go, and I apologize. Not really, because I got to go actually book some business. But I really appreciate you all joining me and for being there. And you'll get a follow-up email along with the presentation. And that'll probably happen tomorrow because I got too much stuff going on right now. But I'll get that out so everybody gets a copy of that. I've had people ask for a copy of the webinar and be able to help folks with that. Really appreciate you joining me. And Pat, can't thank you enough, and you, Jamie, too, for joining me with this and helping me out with that. And I'll be in touch with you within the next 15 minutes or next 10 minutes because I got a call that I got to jump on. But I've got to go. And I will look forward to seeing you all again. If you want to sign up for the other webinars, please do. Love to have you join us. I'll talk to you all later. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Dave. Bye-bye.
You betcha. Bye now.